What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes. Roz here with Proceed with Cost of Blood. I'm here with a rapper, an entrepreneur, businessman.
I don't know how to take you serious, man. You say you give it too many compliments. I'm just waiting for the joke to come.
This brother is a legend. A legend, a legend in his own mind.
That is true. That is true. I agree with that.
I'm here with the homie, Sho Baraka.
What's going on?
What's going on? Of course, we know a couple weeks ago, we have a new king of the South. It's not T.I. It is the one and only Bishop Eddie Long. King Eddie Long. Want to get your...
Is that his new name, so they call him King now? Is it
I don't know.
Is it disrespect to call him Bishop?
I don't know. I think so. I think that's the new level, you know.
Yeah,
we had the bishops, the apostles, and now we have the king. So
yeah, son. I don't know what to say, man. So last time I was on here, your boy put out a picture of Bishop Eddie Long and tried to clown me and said we look alike. So I was like, that's no bueno, sir. So how did I know a Bishop Eddie Long question was going to come? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can say that situation, dog. I just don't know if I can say anything on the camera without cussing, man. That is not good at all. I honestly, I only watched like about the first like 4 or 5 minutes of it.
Okay.
Old boy talking nonsense about the scroll and then wrapping that dude in there like a burrito. Carrying that brother off, dog. I'm like, come on, son. Like this. It doesn't even deserve comment. Like, it's just. This is the mockery that I think that so many people in the faith stray away from, in a sense. I mean, not in the faith, outside, looking inward, say, man, like this is ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a show.
right.
And who is this dude to anoint him a king? Like, who is this guy? So anyway, man. But the reality of it is there's some sincere. I live in Atlanta, so I know there's some sincere people in that church, man. There's some sincere people probably on that staff too. Like, and the reality of it is that they get a stigma because of stuff like that. And when you meet somebody from New Birth, they're like, you know, the only thing you can think of is the sexual allegations. You think of stuff like this, and that's unfortunate, man. Like when a church has that kind of stain and blemish on it, it's, you know. And I'm not saying like God can't redeem it,
right?
But what I'm saying is, it's just, man, it's unfortunate, bro. And it seems like yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. I want to get your thoughts on the death penalty.
Okay.
You know, last year Troy Davis was executed. I know you talk a lot about injustice and things of that sort. How did you view the Troy Davis execution? Was it injustice, or you think, you know, justice was served, Romans 13, or well, how did you see it?
I have a couple opinions on the situation. One, just like 98% of the people who were tweeting about it, I didn't know much about Troy Davis at all.
Okay.
Then when it popped off, then you start doing research. You start reading about it, and you start reading like, you see something like, oh, this seems to be some issues, some discrepancies, and so ultimately you don't want. First of all, we have to acknowledge as a people that the system is broken. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the system is jacked up. But I honestly will not sit here and give my opinion on something that I feel like I don't have enough information on.
Okay.
As far as that Troy Davis situation.
Okay.
Now, when it goes to death penalty in itself, I'm a cop out on the answer. What I will say is I'm indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will say that I'm neither for the death penalty, but I'm neither against it.
Okay.
Because there was a statement my man Alan Keyes made in a debate with Alan Dershowitz. Somebody approached him. He's like, Alan Keyes is a professing Christian.
Right.
And
Catholic.
Yeah. So one dude was like, you being a Catholic, how can you agree to the death penalty when you know you believe, like when you see, like, and the dude gave some scriptures to kind of go against death penalty. Alan Keyes made a wonderful statement. First he made a statement. He's like, well, I believe it's okay because Christ submitted himself to the law, and like you said, Romans 13, like, you know, obeying the rules of law. Although I do believe there are some laws that are very unjust, and as Christians, just because there's a rule established or a law established doesn't mean that we shouldn't submit ourselves to it when we know that it goes against the things of God. But he made a statement that rocked me. He said, you know what, the reality of it is we're spending so much time worrying about the first death when we need to focus on the second death. And that's kind of where I stand, man. Like, my issue is this. It's twofold. One, 98% of the people who tweet and fight and argue, although it's good in the cause, but what are you doing before and what are you doing after that sentence? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, how much did that Troy Davis sentence affect what you're gonna go on and do now? Like, we know that some of these drug laws are unfair. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, towards minorities and urban people. So how do we go and fight for, you know, a reconstruction of those laws? We know that there's still people now on death row or in prison with lack of evidence. So now, are we going to jump on the bandwagon now or wait till a day or 3 days before the brothers get executed? You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff that I feel like social media does a good job. It's a blessing and a curse. It's like the blessing of getting information out there, but it's the curse that when something's hot, everybody's on it. But then it's like, because it's the social thing to do and you seem like you're a hipster, you're trendy, it's like, oh yeah, let's free Troy Davis, it's not cool, injustice. But then next week it's like, you're back to tweeting about the same nonsense. So it's like, I would just hope and pray that we could be consistent in our fight against injustice.
Okay. And last question, what have you been doing as far as like life after Reach? I know you want your music to reach beyond the four walls. Yeah. Have you been in like different like hip hop clubs or bars, or like what have the interactions been like? How has the music been received, or have you been able to build with people, things of that sort?
All right, so let me preface this first before we. I'm not saying that Reach's music doesn't reach outside the four walls. Mm-hmm. I'm not, because that's the perception is that, and I think I should have done a better job of communicating what I want to do rather than what I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is not to, I felt like Christian market handcuffs artists who want to communicate tough things and talk about tough issues. Okay. And so in that, there's certain songs that I will be releasing very soon, and even topics. Like I have a song that I'm trying to do, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out here on my man Roz's blog. I have a song called Nigga Island. Wow. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I know just the title alone is going to catch some heat, but the reality of it is I think it's going to be one of the most it's an idea of, I'm just going to leave it at that. I just want people to be able to hear the song and struggle with the different perceptions and realities we have, not only with racism, with social status, with class, with nationalities. And it's basically a testament and a cry from a young African American male's heart, like, I am stuck in this place that I call Nigga Island. And so that's not the kind of song you can do for youth groups. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I think the song is going to be mature enough and it's going to be Christ enough that people will understand and see my heart and where I'm coming from. And yes, I am using that word to stir up people, you know what I'm saying? Because people use that word, you know what I mean?
Similar to Tribe Called Quest?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yep, exactly. And so, but I haven't been able to do, I don't know to what extent, like, major clubs and major venues, but this cat that I'm working with, we are doing like some stuff. We have an opportunity, we're going to be featured on this particular website, and simply because we were doing a performance in a non-Christian venue, dude was feeling us and was like, yo man, come on my website and talk about your stuff. So we're going to go on there and do some stuff, and hopefully that'll lead to more and more and more. And so I think it's been received well. People know we're Christians. People know, it's not something that we're slick with it, but it's also not something that I'm trying to put in people's face like, yo, you accept the fact that I love Jesus or you don't accept me at all. You know what I'm saying? The reality is I'm letting my life shine, I'm letting my lyrics shine, but I'm also talking about things that I feel people are thinking through. Like, yeah, man, help me wrestle through that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Christian artists don't do that. I'm saying, like, I just want to do it in a certain lane that I don't feel like Christian market allows me to do it. Right. Be clear, son. Our society. Shut your mouth.
All right. That is it. Thank you, brother Sho. This is Proceed with Caution Blog. Kobe Sutz, and I'm out.